Start the streaming right now. Hi everybody, it's live. And okay, I start a new project. The new project is make a podcast with the most influent guy in the stunt riding scene. And for this first podcast, I have Mr. Twite with me. And it's like a huge test because we just make the test 5 seconds before and everything crashed. so I'm now on my YouTube channel and I need to find how to watch it because I want to read the comment. But can you present you a little bit, Twite, because I know you till long time and what's your name and blah blah blah, all this crazy stuff.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Aaron Twite, stunt rider from the U.S. I've been riding professionally for like, oh man, 12 years, something like that. Stunt riding total for 15. Competing, traveling around. I know Julian, like, damn, dude, how long have I known you for, like?
Too much time.
So long. Yeah. If anybody knows the old story of Tigru crashing the bikes, ruining the American dream, Julian was there for that. So, a little bit of stunt history, but yeah, okay. Good to be here on the.
You want the good news? It's live right now and it's working.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, we have a small delay, but it's working pretty well. The problem is right now I have Fred from France, salut Fred, talking to me, and it will be hard to make in English and in French in the same time. Yeah. So we need to choose. I think French for you is a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
But English is not so bad. So Fred, je suis vraiment désolé, on va le faire en anglais. Okay? You heard me? It's okay. I just say right now we're talking English all the time. And we are 4% right already, so it's good.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I think like if people start asking questions in French, you can answer in French. Like it's not.
Yeah, but the main reason of this podcast is to talk to everybody, and most of people can understand English. And if I can talk in French, I will make special edition in French.
Fair enough.
You got it. Are you in USA right now?
Yeah.
So what is your plan for the next week? You going to Asia or not right now?
No, right now I'm doing like home projects. Like,
okay.
So I got back from Thailand and I had to rebuild my bike because I was in Thailand for a show for World Superbike 2 weeks ago. And for that show, I had to find a bike in Cambodia and then bring that bike from Cambodia to Buriram, which is like a small village north of Bangkok, 5 hours. So I got this bike from Cambodia, which is like the only 636 in Cambodia.
Maybe in Thailand.
Maybe, yeah. No, there's two. There's one other bike in Thailand, but it's like, dude, it's like a stolen piece of crap. It's just such a disaster. So I had to bring like, I brought my frame, I brought all my brakes, all my stunt parts, everything off my bike. So I came home 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, and then build my bike again. And it's just been sitting in the garage because it's spring here. And that means spring cleaning, spring projects, chainsaw in the yard, cutting trees down, things like that.
Okay.
And then preparing for Vietnam with Stunner 13 and our dear son.
Oh, Mr. Ogawa. So when is this? It's in a few weeks?
Yeah, it's in June. So like a month.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So it's a show for Motul?
Yep, it's a Motul show. So it's a big anniversary show, and we're supposed to do a choreography with the local stunt riders, and it's going to be a mess. It's going to be awesome.
I saw some video. It was the organization was looking sick. It was the same organization with the screen open?
Yeah, exactly.
That was serious. It's hard to see that in USA and in Europe. I never saw it.
Yeah, it's so crazy because the budget for those shows in Vietnam is so good, and like the production quality there is so good with like their live streaming, their live viewing. They've got everything dialed into that big screen, and the surface is like the worst ever.
It's like ice.
Dude, the bikes are like the worst ever. Like you do a stoppie, and as soon as you land, the bike shuts off. So everything is on like a 5-second delay for tricks and everything, and it's your bikes from here and your surface, and then the show production. It would be the best ever, but you know, this is stunt riding. You can never have that.
Yeah, the good point is, and you are the most best. You have the best place for that. Is you are one of the first European and American guys going to riding in Asia, and Asia is almost a brand new scene. I mean, there is like a lot of Indian guy, but there is not too many riders going there to practice and make show and everything. So
Yeah.
I think you have the best opinion, and we made a show last year in Singapore. It was good.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, I hope we can make it again this year. I hope you can go in.
Yeah, you'll be there.
I was surprised because it was almost my first show in Asia, and then I went again for China, and crowd is good there.
Yeah,
I was surprised. Africa was good too, but I was impressed by Asia because I heard a lot of Asian people are really quiet, and it was not so quiet in Singapore. It was really nice, really good combination.
Yeah. Well, you were spoiled in Singapore. Singapore's like a European city stuck in Asia somewhere. So like you got a good bike, you got good riding surface. That was one of the best surfaces I've ever ridden on in Asia. So
we just have a little bit of rain.
Yeah, but whatever. It's okay. It's Asia. That's every day.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And what's going on? Do you continue to pushing hard for the XDL?
Man, XDL's still up in the air. I don't know what's going on with it, to be honest with you. It's related to the stunt scene in the U.S. The stunt scene in the U.S. is like just pathetic. Like if you want to know the stunt scene in the U.S., think about hand dragging a Harley Davidson down the freeway at 50 miles an hour, and that's it. That's what everybody's doing. Like,
motocross style, like in Baltimore.
Oh gosh, don't even get me started on the chicken wing dirt bike, guys. That's a whole other podcast.
To be honest, right now in France, it's a little bit the same.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's good or not good. It's just a trend. So it's a different sport. Like I said, for the street fighters, for example, they're going in the street all the time. Now young people are more interested by that. In France, I mean. And you want to know what? Nike, Nike the shoes, make an advertisement with the guy in motocross, no helmet, for the Air Max. In the metropolitan of Paris, there is a huge paper, like 2 meters by 1 meters, with the pics of a guy on the motocross. It's just advertisement for Nike. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh, dude! We're like de-evolving into Neanderthal stunts. It's so.
It's not the same sport, so.
No, man. Well, it's the difference between the sport and the lifestyle, and that's the lifestyle. And you're always going to have those guys out there riding the street and doing that kind of stuff. But like in the U.S. now, you'll go to like Facebook message boards and all these comments, and there's some guy at the lot doing a freaking like scraping a flat bar, like. You know what I mean? Like from like a Tony D trick from 2003.
Back in the day.
Like, yo, changing the game, new tricks, and you'll have like Dan Jackson come through like, what new tricks? What the hell are you talking about? That's like 10 years ago. What's going on? So like everybody's forgetting everything and like the only person who trains here anymore, like seriously trains, is Kyle Sliger, I think.
Yeah, Kylie, I watch a lot of video of him. He's a super productive guy. He makes a video almost every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. He's got his squad, so he's still training. And then there's a couple random guys like Moto Martin's up there riding, and I still try new tricks just because I keep in touch with all the Europe guys. But like, dude, it's
in the same time it's a little bit sad because back in the days there is not too many European guys come to US, and the US scene was madness. I was one of the first one to come to XDL for competition, and it was like crazy. The sponsor was there. The scene was really huge, and a lot of sponsor, a lot of big van. It was like not MotoGP, but like a serious competition. And then after 1 or 2 years, everything crashed.
Yeah, so there was no support. Like the ownership from XDL basically went bankrupt running that. Trying to get it going, you know what I mean? Like doing it right, trying to get it going, and there was no support from the industry. And what was mostly frustrating for me was there really wasn't much support from the local from stunt riders. Like you had one group of guys who competed professionally, and then nobody else would show up, nobody else would come. You'd have like XDL in Indianapolis, and none of the local stunt riders would come and hang out or watch or participate. Like it was this bitter, jaded, like, I'm gonna go to the lot. We're not comp riders, we're whatever riders. And it's like, well, I mean, you're still friends, right? Like,
Yeah, of course.
it's really frustrating. So that's still what we're dealing with now with XDL. So it's kind of like, you know, the desire to get things moving is there, but the response from the riders
is it stopping the live, or
I
it's
don't know.
no, it's running. No, it's okay, it's going.
On YouTube, my YouTube's not going.
Yeah, my YouTube is okay.
Is it?
I just have a small delay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. We are only 7 people watching, but it will be live later. Not live, but rebroadcast later.
It's going. Yeah.
And it's just a test for the people just arrived. We need to maybe go on Facebook. Maybe on Facebook it will be better. Where is Brian? Fred asked me, where is Brian? Brian is in the kitchen.
What?
You never heard about that? When you go in France and you're going to the school, the first lesson you learn, where is Brian? Brian is in the kitchen. And this is one of the first sentences. So when you make joke about English people, you just say this kind of thing. Yeah, okay. French joke, not fun all the time.
I get it.
Hello, Azul. What's up? So what we can do, because we just have 7 people.
Are the comments coming through on the YouTube?
Yes.
Where?
It's on the right side. I have Fred give me like 4.
I see it.
Yes.
Yeah, I see it.
Post your comments. I need to say that. The sisteron of Brian. But yeah, it's good. I think podcast guys, if you talk in English, hey Aaron Twite, what's up? You just joined this channel. Aaron is in the kitchen. That's it. But yeah, I have another question for you, and fuck, I forget. What's going on? There is no why American guys never come to Europe to compete, because it was the dream for European stunt riders to come.
Yeah.
And why Americans don't do the opposite? Why they never come and compete there? I remember Teach back in the day, like 4 or 5 years ago, complain about the bike, because the bike where if you have a bike here, it was a piece of shit, like us when we go in USA, sadly. But it was hard to compete good because you don't find any bike in good condition.
Yeah, originally there was a few guys that went over there. I remember Teach went over there, Tony D went over there, Joe Dryden, Aaron Colton, and this was like before 2008, 2009, and they had a lot of problems with like the bikes. Like they would just get a piece of crap bike and they wouldn't get support, and it was kind of like it was like a real difficult situation for them. And there's not too many guys, and that's still when people were like competing was just something you did for fun with your friends, you know, like the early days of floors when it was just kind of like a rowdy session. And then after like 2008, 2009, a bunch of us came over for the Swiss Moto, and that was better because we could bring our bike, but it still was, I don't know, it just turned into like it was kind of hard at that time. And then with XDL, there weren't many comps in Europe during XDL. Like XDL was like had like a 5 or 6 stop tour, so all the riders in the US were just doing XDL and they couldn't think about going to Europe.
Yeah, that's true.
And then after XDL, everybody got jaded and bitter and quit stunt riding. So it's like after XDL, we come into now where like now the comps in Europe are sick, like really good comps, like West Bike Show. And
yeah, I have a question from Azul Games. He asked me exactly that question. What Aaron think about the European competition?
So I don't know about all the competitions. I only know what I've talked to with the riders. So I've heard that the West Bike Show is the shit. I heard it's awesome. And I've heard Stunt GP originally was really good, and then there's some other ones like I heard good things about the Czech Stunt Days, things like that.
Czech Stunt Days is organized by Adam Peschel.
Yeah.
And it's going super good, I think, this year. Sadly, I will not going because it's the Singapore show.
Singapore.
Yeah.
He asked me if I wanted to come and judge, and I said if I don't go to Singapore, yeah, because everybody said really good things about his comp. So
yeah, and Adam got he's all the time almost a really good riders, but he's also a really good organizer. So you know, he's pushing hard to see the stunt progress, and he helped a lot of competition to grow up. So I think yes, Czech Stunt Day can be good. And I don't know if you heard about that, but right now we have official European Championship in Europe.
Really?
Yeah, riding by the IFIM.
Yeah, I think I saw something like that.
Yeah, so there is like 3 stops, one in Germany, one in Hungary, and one in, I forget the third, but there is like now an official competition.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I hope
XCL was trying to do that as well, and it just, there's no backing, no sponsors, is no interest in the U.S., so that's sad. It seems like the European people are more receptive to stunt riding there.
Maybe.
And you know, you've got different countries and different peoples that seem to be like the crowds for stunt events seem to be much bigger than they were in the final days here for XCL. So,
that's a fact. People need to understand the first year I went to not Indianapolis. Indianapolis was packed. There is a lot of people because it was the MotoGP time. So we start the competition after the MotoGP. So there is a lot of crowd coming. But when I came to Portland, I was surprised that there is like nobody in the crowd, like maybe like 100 people.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really difficult those last couple of years just to get any interest at all in the U.S. Yeah. So, and sponsors saw that and said, "Why, you know, we're not going to sponsor this event." So that's
it's hard. It's hard to sponsor an event if there is no money for sure.
Yeah. But back to your question about Europe, like I see nothing good from Europe, and as a result, like all the European riders technically are like killing it right now. Like when there's so many competitions, you have so many people competitive, and like new tricks, faster style, everything is more competitive there, and it's good, man. Like that's where the innovation is right now, is over in Europe. So that's, you know, I'm sad to say it because I'm over here in America, but there's
USA.
there's nothing going on, man. There's just chicken wings and Harley hand drags all over the place.
Yeah, we just need to find a special plane for Kyle Slieger and bring him there.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Kyle can make good stuff, and there is some few guys like you, like Ernie Vigil, and I'm sure there is like few guys we don't know, or we are not used to see them in competition, and they can come to Europe and give the good motivation to practice more and make the opposite than before. Like American guys come to Europe to practice and make their style better.
Yeah. No, I would love to come. I would absolutely love to come. Even come to possibly come for the Dubai competition, which isn't really a European competition, but it's all European riders. So
to be honest, it was the first time I saw, except maybe Stunt GP, because Stunt GP they can bring a lot of people. But there is guys from Australia, there is guys from Japan, Chin and Dai, and I forget the last one. There is guys from Europe, and they expect to have somebody from USA, but it was hard to bring the bike and blah blah blah. You know, it's all the time the problem of the bike. But this competition was good. Sadly, we have the bike with the big delay. The bike arrived really late, but the competition ran nice. Yeah, it's good for the future.
Yeah, so maybe they contacted me to go, and honestly, I've been riding like shit, but whatever. It'd be fun to go. So even if I get a crappy bike or something, it might go just to be there, just put the American flag back on something. And
it was my point.
You know what I mean? Like
it was the same for me. I just went there because I lost motivation to compete, because practice every day the same tricks is shit after a few years. And then I had fun there to meet, and riding with everybody was fun. I have a question from Antoine Alix. Antoine asked me a question. What do you think about French riders? French, not the other one. Frenchy, baguette, and all that stuff.
The Frenchy riders?
Yes.
Yeah. The French I mean, so many of the French riders are my friends, though. Like, I mean, it's.
So you cannot talk shit about them.
Do you want me to talk about my friends, or do you want me to talk shit about the French style?
No, let's say global.
Global?
Yeah, in global. I mean, what is the?
I don't know,
what is the image when you talk about, for example, some guys never met French guy, and I mean not French guy, like French riders. What is the American scene think about French community?
All right, so here's my analysis of the French riders over time. Like, there's the French riders who were like the style riders when you were just stunt riding because you're just stunt riding, and then there's the French riders who are the competition riders now. And like, there's been a huge evolution from then to now. Like before, I always said the French style was like super slow circles and jumping around and clutch bouncing, kind of like the Stunner 13 style, kind of like the Jorian style.
Do you say Jorian because he's just connected to the podcast?
Oh my gosh, dude, no, that's like so coincidental.
Of course.
No, really, that is hilarious. That's so coincidental. He must have heard me saying stuff from across the ocean. But like, it went from that style. Yo, what's up, Jordan?
Yeah, what's up? Salut Jorian, ça va? Yeah, this guy is so famous right now. He had to get him on the podcast.
And even even more so, let's talk about Roman.
Yeah,
Roman is the best example. Roman's circles used to be like so slow. Roman would do like 4 combos in one circle, and I'm not saying it's better or worse. It's just different than any other style out there.
Yes.
Like the French pioneered that jumping around style, and like a lot of American riders love that. Like Crazy Kyle, like
back in the day,
he loved that style, and like it influenced him in a big way, you know.
Yeah.
So then, now the past few years, with so many competitions in Europe, you see people like Roman all of a sudden like getting way faster, way more aggressive, like, and he's like taking the old French style but making it like super aggressive, and that is really cool. Like I've started to fall in love with that like combination of the old school French style, but like 1,000 times faster, you know, like way more aggressive. So.
And then American arrive, and we see the opposite because French was a little bit too much lock on the circle.
Yeah.
And then there is like guys like Teach and Ernie and almost you have no technical jump everywhere, but you make way more wide. And at the beginning, I remember when I came to the XDL Portland, everybody say I don't understand the classmen because they don't make any circle and they can finish first or second. And then we realized we need to going wide and fast because it's better for the sport. And right now, I think we have the good combination. Romain, for example, can go super wide and in the same time, can jump everywhere. So the sport is. I don't see what we can do better right now except some few tricks.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think that, you know, so much of that of style came from XDL where we would experiment with the rules. Like all the judging criteria was created by about 10 of us, the riders, and we would propose some changes one year and then test those changes, and then we'd say, wow, okay, this worked, this didn't work, and then we would change. So we started to try to get away from having riders all ride the same and push riders to be more aggressive, take chances, take risks. Don't penalize them so much for making little errors, but ride aggressively.
Yeah.
And so much of that is Teach, because Teach has always just been like, dude, I've seen Teach crash so many times.
Like Borny.
So many times. Dude. Like Borny.
Borny is the master of the crash.
Oh,
this guy, for people who don't know Borny is this kind of guy, can crash and put his bike in 5 pieces after the first minute. He go back to the paddock, fix his bike, and destroy his bike at the second run again.
Yes, exactly. But now you fast forward to what's going on in Europe now, and you're taking that fast, holy shit, I'm going to crash style, and you're making it technical, and that's sick. It's super gnarly. It's taking something technically hard and then doing it at speed, and it's exciting to see the evolution of what's going on. And honestly, over here in America, I'm kind of jealous because like we're getting left behind so bad. And nobody even knows it. Like we're getting left behind by all these tricks, and then you've got these idiots on Facebook saying like, "Oh, dude, he's doing an ape hanger. He's scraping the bar. New trick, new trick." I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's why it will be fun in the future if we have some American riders can come and see
Yeah.
the gap between you and us, and give motivation to the American guys to pushing more and have a new style growing from USA, and then European will be inspired by USA and blah blah blah. You know, it's like the tennis match.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Healthy competition.
Yes.
Like I saw that when I went to Morocco with you guys.
Yeah.
Last year.
It was a good competition too.
Yeah, that's a great competition.
Thank you.
That was one of the best. That was one of the best events of my life, actually. And I was just filming and chasing people and judging. So.
Yeah, it was easy, and that's why we try to make it again this year, and I try to spread the word of this kind of battle system.
Yeah, yeah, good.
I think in the future it will work good. Okay, perfect. We talked during almost 30 minutes, and everything looks good. I think the video working. There is just a small delay, but right now the delay is really, really small. So
yeah, I think it's small.
Yeah, we will make a new interview with you later in the season, like that. We have more stuff to discuss.
Yeah, or maybe we can make a new series of just like just trash talking everything. Like,
no, I'm not a trash talker. You know about that.
Yeah, you are. Everybody is. It's fun. There's nothing better than giving your friends shit. You know what I mean? Like, no, not trash talking, but talking about competitions, new tricks. That's always good.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Aaron Twite.
Thanks for having me, buddy. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it was a good one. Thank you, everybody, for watching it. And give me in the comments who is the second guest of this series, because we will try to make it every week, if I can, if I'm in France. So give me an idea. We can make Joyan, but Joyan is in French, so it will be hard to talk in English together. So maybe we'll make a special one with in French, and maybe a European guy like Adam Peschel sounds good, or Mac Jensen or Aras, if Aras is available. It's hard to have Aras available. Okay, people know will understand.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Ciao.
Thanks, guys.